Make sure everything's up and running good. Is that alright? Okay. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to another live stream. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Kevin Dubrisky of Bullish Bears. Gonna go over some live trades, some live setups, see what the market's got cooking for us today, right? It is Wednesday, it is FOMC day, so we might get some consolidation. We might not get a clear direction until we have that FOMC at 2 o'clock, and then conference is 2:30. So we are going to be a little patient, we're going to be a little careful. Let's do our pre-market analysis like we normally do, mark out some zones of interest, areas of interest, see how price reacted yesterday, and take it from there. We could take a look at our economic calendar first. And we had our building permits was at 8:30, housing starts was at 8:30. Both of them came in below expected, below prior as well. So it came in a little weaker there. 14 o'clock, I almost said 14 o'clock. 2 o'clock, we do have our Fed interest rate decision, very important. Def bullish today, I can't lose. I like a little AR, man. Let's get it. Alright, so that's what we're looking for there. And something I wanted to look at today was our market AI. So this is market AI, sort of like a breakdown of what's going on in the economy, but they integrated AI into it to sort of help write down and give us an idea of what's going on and why. So like ES mini futures slip amid geopolitical tensions. ES S&P 500 futures fell as geopolitical tensions rose, with Trump's stance on Iran impacting market sentiment. The S&P index closed down 0.84% yesterday, while June E-mini futures declined 0.86%. Oil surged over 4%, further pressuring stocks. So we'll take a look. We see, let's see. Shows it's neutral, so it's not bullish or bearish. This would be range bound if it's neutral. Mixed signals, where we have, there's some poor news, there's some poor economics, but then we also have potential war, which sometimes is a good thing on stocks because companies can do very well profitability-wise when it comes to war and stuff of that nature. Some risk-off environment caused by sector rotation. We have weak global cues, geopolitical tensions, and Fed rate expectations, right? Anticipation of potential Fed rate cuts later this year influences investors' sentiment and market positioning. So what we could do too is we have currencies, we have economy, we have calendar. I believe it's under currencies. Where is it? They even have, look at this, Trump risk. Oh, where was it? They had a Trump watch. Let's see, headlines. I believe it's under headlines. Nope, this is headlines like news-wise. U.S. dollar index pairs some loss after data, last down 0.24%. Dollar, they're very focused on currencies as well. Economy. This is pretty cool. All the economies, you go through them, see what's going on. Very helpful. This is a cool tool for Forex and futures traders, I feel. Equities. Here we go. Equities. This is what we like to use. So we could even look for our equities. Market Insider could show some strong moves over here. Trending stocks. S&P versus this is the bond. AMD's trending. This is cool, man. This is the second day I'm using this. Very interesting platform. Today's economic events. We could also set this to, let's see, view calendar. So this is currencies, view calendar. I'm going to turn off countries, and I'm going to click countries and select just the US. And then we had our manufacturing index. It's not right. Oh, that's on the 16th. What's today's? The 18th. 18th. Oh, so that's interesting. I should tell him. I was on the phone with their founder yesterday going over the platform. I should tell him that when you click calendar, you should have it automatically bring you to whatever that day is. Because it brought me to Monday, and I'm like, wait a minute, we don't have manufacturing today. But it's Wednesday, which Wednesday we know we had our building permits, which it has here, and a few other non-essentials. And then 2 o'clock we have high, and that's, again, impact. We could also select all, and we could do high and medium too, and apply, and that will also help sort of organize and sort that through. Marziti, congratulations. Happy anniversary. All right, so let's take a look. Let's do a breakdown now. Let's do our analysis, find some zones, levels of interest. Start with our previous day high. Cool website. Yeah, I'm working on a coupon code right now for them. I think they're like $50 a month, $41 a month. So it's sort of like an Edgeful. I mean, I'm building an assortment here. Edgeful Market AI, Benzinga Pro, Quant Data. Very interesting stuff. They all give us different information. Market AI is primarily focused on news-driven events. Where is it? Here we go. They have a Trump watcher over here, and it posts whenever Trump posts something, and that's, in my opinion, really helpful when it comes to what we're dealing with now in the economy. But I gotta just go through this one more time myself to see what's going on. You can click your report and it gives you like an AI report, generates through all the information it's given. Markets remain volatile and heightened geopolitical risks in anticipation of upcoming Federal Reserve decisions. European equities have been steady while Asian markets face pressures from trade uncertainty and declining export volumes in Japan. I mean, this is very cool. Very clean breakdown. I'll speak to them today and I'll see if I can get us like a Bullish Bears discount. Like a free week or something, or 20% off, whatever.
Lifetime free. That's what we need.
Yeah. Bullish Bears lifetime free.
Yeah, and they send us swag. And we agree that we'll wear it one day a year. Yeah.
That's great. But what all these different tools show us, right? Market AI is very solely based on economic news, almost like a Bloomberg, but with AI integration. So it tells us everything that's really going on, breaks it down for us, shows us an easy example. Edgeful's great. Edgeful is the statistic-based platform. There's no other platform like it. Benzinga Pro, good scanners, good just overall scanners, watch lists, screeners, different things, charting as well on Benzinga Pro. Quant Data, this one is mainly for what? Well, we know it's for data. We know it's for options and stocks. It's very strong. It's one of the most in-depth options order flow tools out there, Quant Data. So with all these different tools, we're able to figure out, okay, which one works best for me and what exactly am I looking for? Even right here, it's just, this is cool, man. Alright, let's see. So let's check out our ES. Let's pull up ES on a higher time frame. We're looking here on the daily time frame. Look at this major dip we had here. We're able to rip higher since then. This resistance. We flipped it, became support, and now we're making higher highs, higher lows. But for the past, I would say almost since the 3rd. So for the past 10 trading days, we've been very range-bound, guys. And when we're range-bound like this, we want to be extra careful because it seems as though each direction is failing. Both sides, right? Supply and demand. So let's pull up our open price. Let's mark out our open. Let's mark out our previous day low, our previous day high. Now we have taken out previous day low already, which usually tells us we have a good chance of closing red today. However, if I'm looking at the candlesticks and the current price action we're trading with, I see that every time we try to break those previous day lows, we get a crazy wick back higher. Even this one. This was like the only red day where it broke a previous day low and closed red. Other than that, this one broke previous day low, and then it flipped and closed green. This one broke previous day low right here, so this was Thursday. Thursday broke Wednesday's previous day low, and then it reversed and closed green. So I want to be a little patient on this, that we don't want to maybe hold and stay range bound. Again, we have FOMC coming up today at 2, and that's also going to help give us an idea of direction. So let's see some time frames, and let's try to find some zones or areas of interest. I'm looking right up here at first. I know we had a 6-hour supply up there that failed, but we did end up rejecting from it. I want to see how we reacted to it yesterday. That wasn't even yesterday. That was this day, which means goodbye. Alright, let's go back to our 1 hour. Make sure we're not missing anything. Here we go. Go 1 hour supply zone right here on ES. A little bit of a wide zone. We're going to mark this out with our supply. Use our trend line and see it's around 60, 67 to about 60, 80. So it's about a 13-point supply zone. So I'll look to see if any sellers want to enter this area, and I could see if we look left, this was a pretty strong area of resistance, resistance. We were above it, it was support, support. Below it's resistance, resistance. So if price wants to re-enter this area, when people are trying to take this breakout trade, because look, they'll say, oh, we're breaking pre-market high, we got to take this long, and we reject right at supply. I don't want to try to go long right into a supply zone where I know there are active sellers. I want to be patient and look to see if we could find those sellers, trap some buyers, and look to reverse from there. So this is where I'd look for some shorts today on ES. This is a 1 hour supply. Markets have been very range bound, anticipating some type of reaction for FOMC. We have a 90-minute demand zone down here. Open price is right here. Previous day low. Pre-market low, not there anymore. Pre-market low is right there. Let's see. We'll delete that pre-market low for now. This is sort of what we're looking for on ES, guys. Check it out. Now, if we're looking here on that 90-minute time frame, zooming back out till we could see about May 27th, we see higher highs, higher lows, but just recently, we took out this low right here, which gives us a little bit of a lower low, and we failed to make a new higher high, right? Look at this. We made a lower high. So with that being said, I want to know, are we creating a bear trend now, right? Now, that makes me consider and say, okay, well, maybe what we could look for, again, is a short position in the supply zone to create another lower high and push us lower to target this demand zone. That would be ideal. This would be essential. That's the setup I'm looking for today. Or if we want to break the supply zone, break it higher, break above 60.80, get maybe to above 60.85, I'll look for a retrace into this zone and look for it to hold as demand afterwards. But it's really going to depend on how markets react when markets open. Because right now, it's 8:45, markets open in 45 minutes, and we have FOMC at 2 p.m. Eastern. Yo, good morning, 100. Welcome to the community. Any questions, please feel free to let me know. Guys, any new members here as well, just be careful of any fake Kevin accounts. They will DM you here on Discord and be like, hey, do you want to come trade with me? I could teach you how to trade step by step. You just got to open this broker account. It's a fake broker account. It's a fake Forex account. It's a scam. Do not fall for it. I do one-on-ones. I do mentorships. That's all separate. I have a website built for it to legitimize it for you guys. Do not fall for any fake Kevins over Discord. They are not the real Kevin. They cannot stand up. All right, let's see. 30-minute. I'm looking at the 30-minute here on ES, and what I'd like to see is like a basing like this, sell-off and continuation, but I want to see a demand zone down here. I'm really not seeing that right now. So I'd like to see 60.13 is still an area that I'd like to target. We do have a pre-market low now around from 7 o'clock last night. We're going to mark this out as our PML, which is our pre-market low. Now the reason we mark out pre-market highs and lows is because a lot of retail traders are watching these levels and usually watching them for breakouts or breakdowns. So when I get a pre-market low sitting right above a demand zone, and I know a lot of traders might take this breakdown short, well then guess what? If they're taking shorts and getting stopped out, I want to try to take this long position right while they're taking their shorts, longing their stop, sort of say, right? So if we could break this pre-market low, hit this demand zone 60.13 and find some support, I'd look to target the next pivot high, and we'd probably also look to tighten up our stop loss as well depending on our entry. For now, this is sort of what we're looking for. We had this gap here and just rally right at open from Sunday. This was Friday close into Sunday open. So right now, what we're looking at, guys, this is our range. We have a range high right here. We'll mark it blue so we could see it for a second. And our range low. As traders, we don't want to buy the highs and sell the lows. We want to buy the lows and sell the highs. We want to trade this as if this range is going to continue. I mean, this range goes even further back. So with that being said, we're in this range. I want to see us go long at the bottom of the range. If we fail and we want to sell off, then guess what? We're going to need some economic data behind that. That'll probably be from the FOMC, and that'll give us our movement, and that's what I'll look for. But right now, before that, I'm looking to see if we could hold that demand zone, hold these lows right here. 45. Let's see. Do a little Euro report. That's interesting, man. I like, it's funny, we were using Edgeful for a while, and we would find a setup, and we would use Edgeful reports to sort of help find those reports' strength or weakness. In my opinion, reports are great, statistics are awesome, I love Edgeful, it's a great platform. However, I personally feel like economic data, economic news, these are real volatile market conditions. This is what moves markets, this is what impacts markets. Let's see. Delete that for a second just so we could grab a cleaner screenshot. Okay. Nope. Let's see. Alright, quick screen grab of this. We'll do our write-up. And again, our write-up is just a quick little summary of what we're looking for on the ES and what we're looking at on the market in either whole or on that specific futures, right? If we were looking at a screenshot of gold, I'd say, hey, listen, look how range-bound gold is. This is the most range-bound price action I've ever seen. This is insanity right there. Like, straight up no direction for gold for days. It's such a difficult range to trade here, too. So we'll find some zones on it, but for now what we'll do is we'll focus on ES and NQ, and there's a good chance, guys, markets aren't going to give us our A+ setup until we get some type of stronger relief or stronger economic news like FOMC later today at 2. Hey, what's going on, El Dorbic? What's going on? I am a day trader. I will scalp, though. If markets are giving us poor conditions, and I recognize that buyers and sellers keep failing for direction, I will take a trade for a scalp, right? I'll look to scalp the range. Buy the lows, sell the highs. But if we're in good conditions and we're trend trading, then I like to try to be more of a day trader where I buy at support, sell at resistance. Alright, so we come over to our watch list now. Now, guys, for Bullish Bears members, this is where Signet posts a watch list every morning of top trade ideas, top gappers. And these are the ones with the most momentum, very good volume, and tend to have a lot of follow-through. So if you're not trading futures, still a great place to be. We have great information. Signet's always available in the main chat. Alright, so what are we looking for here? So this is the ES, S&P 500, and SPY, because it's also SPY, or SPX as well. Always depends on what you're currently personally trading. So what are we looking for on ES? Well, we saw that markets remain volatile and heightened geopolitical risks and anticipation of upcoming Federal Reserve decisions are causing us to remain very range-bound. It's very difficult for the markets to gain traction when there's no actual support under us saying, hey, A, B, and C, we're going to help markets go higher, right? When there's war, sometimes that helps. When there's some type of weakness in the dollar, it all depends. It all depends. So our write-up on ES today is, and again, we could take a quick look at our chart and see that for the past week or two of trading days, I'd say the past 10 trading days. So the S&P 500 futures have been stuck within a range between 6,010 to 6,100 for the past 2 weeks. Right, and again, what we're doing is we're just giving the market, we're giving ourselves. Now, this is great. I like doing these write-ups because it gives you guys examples of what you can also be doing in your own trading journey. Guys, I like going live. I like doing what I do for you guys because my goal isn't for you guys to just copy my trades as I take them, but my goal is to make you guys the independent traders that you want to be, right? The whole point of becoming a trader is so we can have our independence, our financial independence, our time independence, and independence away from having to work with a boss or a job or anything like that. We're working on our time. We're traders. We're doing our own thing, but we got to get there, right? One step at a time. So the S&P, And we won't do this write-up for everything, right? We just do one write-up a morning, then we'll go about our pre-market prep. We'll look at some NASDAQ levels, we'll look at some gold levels, we'll look at some oil levels. Oil has just been on a rip lately. Oil's had a lot more strength. We saw these great long positions yesterday. I personally didn't take them, but I did show you guys as that trade followed through, and that was just phenomenal. Other than that, we will see what's going on. So S&P 500 futures, has been stuck within a range between 6,010 to 6,100. So, right, that's our range. We always want to, as traders, be able to visually see the range that we're trading in. If we can't visually see a range, then we should see a trend, and we should see old resistance becoming support and vice versa. If we don't see that either, then there's a good chance there is a range, and we just have to adjust how we're analyzing the chart. Whether we're on a 30-minute and have to zoom out to an hourly and a 2-hour, or we're on an hourly, we can't really make of what's going on. We want to go to a 4-hour or daily. Going through this, doing this, gives us the upper hand. Say, okay, hey, listen, now I see direction. Now I'm not stuck on the 5-minute and 15-minute and 1 minute and trying to take every breakout I see. This helps me. This helps every trader to get rid of that fear of missing out, FOMO. Past 2 weeks, market sentiment, let's see. Cautiously optimistic. So this says it's cautiously optimistic, but that's because we have been slowly grinding higher. So we could even put that in our write-up too, how it says, so this is my market report, because what happens when you sign up with them is you give them your favorite currencies or equities or futures, whatever you trade, and they'll give you your report, your market recap. I mean, this is really interesting, guys. They just launched like 6 months ago, I think. Real cool stuff. Let's see. Geopolitical risk is running. Let's see. Running the market into this range due to the amount of uncertainty. Let's see, so some levels I'm looking for today on ES, and that now, right, we do our little bit of a brief write-up. We say what's going on, where we are, and why we are. So the S&P futures have been stuck in a range between 6010 and 6100. Why? Because geopolitical events / news is running the market into this range due to the amount of uncertainty. We have, however, been in a bull trend since early April. Higher highs, and that's higher highs and higher lows. So key levels I'm looking for today is going to be 6013, demand, 6013. And that's where I'd be looking for some type of support, right? I'd look to see if we maybe want to take that pre-market low out at 6017, find support around 6013, or supply around 6067. So guys, I gave us our range between 6010 and 6100, and then I have our supply and demand, which is within that range. So we see that price is consistently getting tighter within this range until we're able to break out. And what happens, guys, is we get that breakout, usually from some type of economic news. And that's what we're going to get today with FOMC. Do we break out higher? Do we break out lower? I don't know. I do know we're going to get that breakout and decisions going to be made today of direction. But the question is, do we want to continue higher? And we want to look to continue this bull trend from April, which we're currently up. If we measure from lows of April, it's from April 7th. To highs of just recently, over 25% to the upside from there. We're currently only about from the upside. Let's use our measurement tool. Currently, we're trading just 4% away from all-time highs on the ES. That is wild, guys. Really something to consider. So demand 6013, supply, and that is at 6067. And I will most likely be waiting for either S and D or the FOMC meeting today at 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay, cool. There's a write-up. Now we have ES done. We could go through to NASDAQ. We go through some gold. We'll leave gold for later because of how choppy it's been. We could also pull up Bookmap, make sure we're not missing anything. Let's see, 60.13. Anything down by 60.13? I don't see much around 60.13. 60.30. 60.30 is right near our open price and our previous day low. So that's actually something else I'm going to mark out on that little write-up. I'm going to edit this real quick, and we're just going to also put in our key levels. Previous day low / open. Previous day low and open is around 60.30. And that's, again, a key level. Previous day high is PDH, previous day high. Now, guys, previous day low and open don't always line up on the same level. I just want to make that clear. It just so happens that our open price for futures today is at 60.30.75, and our previous day low is at 60.30.25, so it's just a couple ticks away. Previous day high, 60.93.50. Alright, cool. We are all set on that. Good morning, everybody. So now what we can do is we can, obviously we'll send that on out, and we will look at the NASDAQ now, see what NASDAQ's doing. Ooh, look at this, guys. This is a broken demand zone here on NQ, but it worked pretty well. The reason I didn't delete it yet is because it was broken from when we had some type of economic news over here. Actually, 7:30, we just dropped like it's hot. I'm trying to remember what this was. Actually, will this tell me? Market, so let's see. This is from Thursday into Friday. So let's do market recap and check last Friday. And do view market recap and see what it says. This is gold, major commodities. Looking to see. Global updates. It's not giving me. I wanted to see market recap of the 13th. To see if it gave us any like a key economic or geopolitical event that gave us the sell-off here in that morning. But I don't think it says anything here. But interesting, guys. I'll look into that. I'll reach out to them, see if they could update that. Let's see, planning. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everybody. Let's check out, looking at NASDAQ here now. And we could take a look. We'll start on our daily time frame just like we did with the ES. Update our previous day high, previous day low. Update our open price as well. Here's our open price for today. Here's our previous day high for yesterday, previous day low from yesterday. And let's see. That's our daily. We come down to our 6 hour. Now, because we were range bound for the past like 4, 5 to 10 trading days, we're most likely not going to get a 6 hour zone. The reason we're not going to get a 6 hour zone is because, well, we've been range bound, and usually to get higher time frame supply or demand zones calls for a higher time frame trend. Let's see. So let's take a look. NAS, the 6 hour, come down to the 4 hour. What I'll do, guys, is because this demand zone was broken, I'm not going to keep it as a demand. I'm going to keep it as an area of interest. We do have a key level here on NQ as well, 21,953. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to mark this new area out as demand right here. And the reason I like this for demand is because we have our basing at a low. This is at the bottom of our range. Then we had an impulse move afterwards. We came back to it. We held it again. So that shows me that we have held this zone in the past. So this is the zone I'm looking for on NASDAQ today, 21,829. This is a 4 hour, so let's come down to a 3 hour. In fact, I am going to mark out, though, the 4 hour here as a 4 hour demand, but I'm going to keep the zone blue so that I know that this is my main zone for today. This is the zone I want to keep an eye on, because I am going to keep that green zone there, too, as an area of interest. 3 hour, 2 hour. Here we go. Here we go. So now I don't have to keep this green zone as an area of interest anymore, because I have a new demand zone that formed over it right at our open price. So now I have a few things sort of lining up here on NASDAQ. I have another support area around 21,927. We're going to mark this with our demand zone, so we're going to make it green. This is where I look to see support come up right away. Something else I want to point out, guys, is our open price is right there as well. So very, very interesting, very strong area, and it's our previous day low. So we have a lot riding on this 21,927 area on NASDAQ. Why do I have a 12? Where'd that go? Let's delete that. We don't need that. This is a 2 hour demand. Thought it was a 30-minute. We'll do 2 hour. Nope, it's a 2 hour. Looks alright. Now, this wouldn't be so much of a demand zone. This would be more of an order block. And the difference being that an order block would have our basing, our impulse move, and then that would sort of be it. It doesn't need the follow through. With the demand zone, I like to see the basing candle at a low, the impulse move, and then continuation. We do have, here we go, another 2 hour supply zone. So here comes our new range on NASDAQ. Now NASDAQ's range is also getting tighter. So let's mark this out, S2 hour. And now we have a range on NASDAQ between 21,927 and 22,095. So we bring our measurement tool, we're able to sort of mark those out, 160, 470 points total of that range. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Here's bookmap on gold on NASDAQ right now, not seeing too much. Check our hourly time frame, 90-minute, 30-minute. 45, 30. Alright, that's about it. That is it. 22,100. Because now we have a 30-minute supply lined up in that 2 hour. But other than that, that's our range on NASDAQ right there. Let's see. So guys, this is what I'm looking for on NQ today, right? I'm looking for sellers around 22,095, or I'm looking for buyers around 21,927. Let's see, market AI, market AI. Okay, alright, we are good to go, we're good to go. Alright, let's take a look at gold. I know we said gold's extremely range bound right now, but that doesn't mean it's impossible to trade. We could look to see fake out trades, right? Breakouts to the downside, breakouts to the upside that fail to have continuation. So let's delete that volume profile for now. Let's see, it does look like there is a chat here on Bullish Bears, just to make sure I don't miss anything. What's up, Oz? Bookmap showing 60-60, bookmap 136 sellers. Let's see. Yep, yeah, 139 now. And if we're using our large lot tracker, check it out. We have 139 lots, and about 20 to 30% of it is one order. So if we did 30% of 139, do the math real quick, I'll let you guys know, times 0.3, that's about 40 lots on this ES trade right here at 60-60 is one position, is one trader. So that's very interesting, right? They might pull that. We'll see if they have the strength to pull that whole order or not, or if they get filled. Now I'm looking at, this is VWAP, and what I like to do is I like to turn my VWAP off so it's only visible on the 5-minute time frame, because I'm not interested on VWAP on the 30-minute time frame. I'm just not.
So gold, what I'm seeing on gold, the 30-minute is a negative slope, but the 5-minute is a positive slope. The 5-minute just took out the high from 4 a.m.
Yep.
So a little bit of a liquidity grab, but it looks like it's still got some push north in it.
Yeah, I think you go to that 4-hour, though, you have no direction on that. Don't force anything just because you see it on the 30-minute. Because you're saying 5-minute looks one way, 30-minute looks the other way. That's because the higher time frame looks like it's going no ways.
Yeah, and it just bounced off of VWAP and the central pivot point.
Yeah.
So short term, I think it may have a little bit more bull, but I don't know by how much. Maybe, maybe a couple ticks left in that life. I don't know.
Yep. And guys, so with something like gold today, we wouldn't look to trade it when it's in between our volume. See our volume profile? I marked this out from last Monday. Today's Wednesday. It's this Monday. We've been very range bound, so our volume profile shows us the D pattern. What happens when we're within the volume shelf right here? We're range bound. What happens when we get to the highs where there's low volume? We reverse back lower. What happens when we get to the lows where there's low volume? We reverse back higher. So there's a few things to sort of note here. So we have our low volume starting around 33.95 on gold, and then a low volume also anywhere above 34.18, which I do have. That was an old bookmap level, guys. Remember, that was an amazing bookmap level once on gold. We could take a look. 34.18. I don't see anything up there right now. I do see 34.14. So what I would be doing, guys, is I'd be waiting for us to get towards some highs, break some highs, and look, see if we could reverse back lower within its range, right? Because we're range bound, we want to sell the highs and buy the lows.
We've also got a fair value gap from 1:30 this morning on the 5-minute. We're just about to stick our toe in it.
Nice. And the only thing I would really look for a trend today, guys, is oil. And the reason for that is because oil has been on a very strong trend due to the geopolitical worries in the economy right now. We could look up oil right here and see CL. Colgate, perfect. Oil. The CL futures, maybe? CL. Oh, CL USD. It looks like that's how they have it. Nope. That's weird. Crude oil. That's right, we'll do USO then. Because that's United States oil. And we can see if it shows or tells us anything on that. Good morning, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Slightly bearish on the weekly, which I'm gonna have to, oh, I see why. That's cool, man. Oh, that's so cool. I was gonna say I was gonna have to, decline that slightly bearish on the weekly, but it is slightly bearish on the weekly. We have a small bear candle right now currently on the weekly, which weekly hasn't closed and won't close till Friday closes, guys. But daily shows us bullish, hourly shows us bullish. Very interesting. Key factors, geopolitics, right? Tensions, particularly in the Middle East, affect oil supply and demand dynamics. Oil prices, fluctuations in global oil prices directly impact USO, which again, we're looking really for crude oil. And market sentiment. Investor sentiment and market mood influence is trading volume and price movements. Wow, target price on oil. Wow, even bear target is to the upside on this oil, on its anticipating. So we'll see. We will see. Very interesting. Oh, did gold head towards? No, I was gonna say gold. We won 34.14. Right now, we're still in the middle of this high volume shelf right here. When we're on a high volume shelf and range bound like this is beyond a no trade zone, guys. No trades on gold right now. Oil. Let's go back to some lower time frames. See if we could find any supply or demand. I see a 2-hour. Check this out, guys. We have our basing 2-hour demand zone right here. So what I'd look for is our basing, our impulse move, and look for continuation for the next few 2-hour candles. So that would be now until 10 o'clock closes, and then the 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock candle. Guys, don't forget, today's Wednesday, so you guys can join me for Futures Fever today. Let me get that link up for you guys. It's going to be just me again today. No Peter Tuckman or David Green. So you guys get the opportunity to trade another hour with moi. But we'll see what's going on with the markets. We'll go over some economic data, some news, and what we're anticipating for FOMC. Just trying to grab the link for Futures Fever today. Perfect. Alright, so guys, you join me for Futures Fever. I'm posting the link to that in the main chat. I'm going to also post the link to that, guys, on YouTube. Join for Futures Fever for a chance to win a free Apex Trader evaluation account. Free. And that's going to be at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Alright, cool. It is 9:13. Markets open very soon. We have about 17 minutes. Gold's a little bit of a rally there. Good stuff. I know Marzitti's saying he sees some more north side targets before we head back south. Good to see. And look at that. We don't really have any targets to the downside other than look at these major ones. 33.85. 213 lots. However, 213 lots, and yet I don't see a single large lot tracker right here. So I'd be a little careful at this point if we got down there. Alright, let's see. Oil. Check oil on like the 15-minute and 30-minute real quick just to make sure I'm not missing anything. 30-minute demand zone right here. See 30-minute. Again, guys, what we do pre-market is we're just preparing for the market to open. When we prepare for the market to open like this, it gives us the opportunity to not feel that FOMO when we're not near our price levels. When price is trading in the middle of our price levels, that's a no trade zone, because when we try to take trades from there, we're going to get stopped out a lot. Or without the zones. So let's see. I'm going to look at this zone here. I'm going to keep this green. And that'll sort of be our new range on oil here, if it wants to stay range bound. If oil breaks this 74, I'll look for a retest around 73.80. Oil might be the trade of today. And we'll also look, guys, check out how oil reacts when it gets near a big bid like this. It gets filled and it respects it. So we could also look to see if we want to pull back to another strong bid like that. I do see down here we have we have about 26 lots at 73.51. If, let's see, is that 26? Yeah, 26 at 73.51. But look at our large lot trackers all the way over here, which tells me out of this 26, about 90% of it is one order. That's probably at least 20 contracts on oil somebody's trying to buy right at 73.51. Alright guys, let's see, oil continuing higher. We have a 15-minute order block right here as well that has respected in the past on oil, so this would also be an area I would like longs, but this would require us to pull back all the way to 73.05. 73.05 is all the way down here. We do have some orders that need to be filled coming down into that. We also have 73 even as a pretty strong key psychological level. 73 even is right in my area, so this might be a trade setup and entry I'd look for on oil. So now I got two levels I'm looking for on oil for potential longs, because we're looking for directional trades on oil, and that would be a long position If we can get above and break 74 and retest 73.90 for a long, or if we want to stay range bound, reject this area for a moment and pull back towards 73 even and look for our long position down there. Good morning, everybody. Glamorous. Let's see. This is oil. We could check again news flow, see if anything's coming in. Nope, nothing going on really. Everybody's waiting for FOMC today, guys. There's 22,000 even on NASDAQ. Look at that rejection of 22,010. We had a big ask up there, got hit and rejected. Market's open in 12 minutes, guys. YouTube, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. I do appreciate it. I go live Monday, Wednesday. I'm going to start doing Wednesdays for YouTube, too. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Maybe we'll do every other Wednesday. Just to sort of mention Futures Fever today as well. Guys, what do you guys want me to cover for Futures Fever today? Let me know in the chat any specific topics. If you want me to go over some futures basics, if you guys want me to go over a trading strategy, whatever you guys want me to go over. It's from 11:30 to 12:30. Give me some topics, give me some ideas. Let's run it. Always excited to help you guys out.
All right, I'm going to try a short on gold right here.
Yeah.
Small size, but we've taken out the high from 130. We just did a liquidity run on the 1:30 a.m. candle. We just did a fair value gap.
I'd watch out for 3409 for support. But I see you, I see it. Like that 5-minute FVG we just created. This was a pretty strong level of sellers on gold that rejected as resistance. We're above it. Now it looks like it's trying to hold as support. 3408.80 is technically where that's at, and that's right near our open price. If I was looking for a trade on gold, this is the trade I would be taking, but because we're so range bound, I'm not a fan of it. We haven't taken out previous day high or low on gold. We're a little bit closer to previous day high, but we're actually in the middle of both right now. A little closer, though. How's the dollar doing? Is it still selling off? There's no inflation. Made its lows over here, trying to move back higher. Platinum trying to move high. Look how much stronger platinum is here on the daily time frame than gold is right now. Even silver's red on the daily. We have platinum is a very strong green on the daily. It's been rallying the past since 8 o'clock. Interesting. I wonder if I could get platinum on Bookmap here. Let's see. And no, it's COMEX because that's gold. So we would do GC. No, PL. I don't think so because it's not even giving me that. Yeah, no platinum. Unless I got the wrong month. Yeah, I did. PLN. That's what it is. PLN. I don't think it's gonna work either. No, it's not. Okay. That's fine. We don't really need platinum on Bookmap. We don't really trade platinum. Oh, you know what? NYMEX. Was I just trying COMEX? Could that be why? PLN. Oh, okay, this one might work. Now the reason I knew this one might work is because it's showing me the 1 hour slash cloud. So this one might work. Yeah, look at that. That one works. We got platinum on Bookmap. That's cool. That's really cool. Platinum target to the upside, 1312. Coming into an area of support at 1300 even. I personally haven't traded platinum before. I'm not going to start today, but it's if I wanted to start looking at something to add to my arsenal of futures, of tickers that I trade, then I'm going to start by looking at it intraday while I'm trading my others. So, like, for example, on platinum right here, I'd look to see if we could break into, like, this 99, this 30 to 99, see if we could find some support in there, and that would be my push higher. That would potentially be my trade on platinum right there, if I was taking it. Right now, I'm not. I'm going to be patient. I'm just sort of monitoring to see how this trade would react if I took it. And yeah, that's about it. That is about it. Gold had a nice little pop and pullback there. Hey, what's up, Fairchild? Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Markets open in less than 7 minutes, so we'll see how New York session, NQ, and ES want to trade. Guys, again, let me know if you got any topic recommendations for Futures Fever today. It's at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on Benzinga's YouTube. Sponsored by Apex. Maybe I'll go over some Apex basics. What is Apex Trader Funding? Introduction to prop firms for you. Let's see. Could also keep an eye on I wanted to find that Trump thing. Headlines. No, what was it? Home. I don't know where it was. That's weird. Updates? No. Today's events are routine, closed to the press, lack Trump schedule, risk probabilities, moderate. The Trump tracker, that's what it is. Here we go. Cool. Cool. It's under calendar. But it'll post if Trump says something, if Trump does something, if Trump meets with somebody, it'll post here like instantly. Hey, good morning, Gene. Good morning. What's going on? Oh, platinum, guys, look at that platinum with a nice rejection right off of that entry point. That's awesome. Listen, guys, platinum is something I would consider trading because it's a metal, because it's a different futures, because it could be giving me different price action. That would have been a very nice in the profit trade very quickly. Let's see, markets open in 4 minutes. ES and NQ still range bound. We're looking to see when markets open if we could push lower towards demand around 60.13 on ES. That's 21.927 on NASDAQ. Now if we open and we stay range bound between 60.33 and 60.63, then I'm not going to take any trades. This down here is our weighted index. I keep an eye on the weighted index for direction on ES and NQ. If we have a lot of strength in the weighted index, I'll look for longs on ES and NQ. If we're failing, then I won't. But I'll look for shorts. But right now, I'm just sort of watching how we reacted on platinum to that area of resistance that became support. And that would have been a no drawdown trade. Would have filled us. And it would have just popped right in our favor. Platinum. Interesting, guys.
It stopped out on my gold short.
Oh, man. We could also use our footprint chart when it comes to any analysis on any chart to see directionally that volume and price are congruent together, right? So we see that for this bull trend, point of control has been moving higher on this bull trend. This is platinum. And when we pulled back, yes, we pulled back, but on our current 5-minute, we are trying to have some more volume to the upside. So we will wait and see. And again, this is just sort of a trial trade on platinum where I'm not in anything, but I'm just sort of moderating and seeing how it is. Let's see. Crude oil popping like it's hot. ESNQ open in 2 minutes. Let's see. This is platinum, not in platinum. We're waiting for markets to open in less than 2 minutes. Bullish Bears, IG. Let's see, markets open in 26 seconds. Gotta wait, guys. Wait. Alright, well, we'll get platinum off of our book map for now. We do see it's trying to move in our favor. There we go. ES market open. I was looking to see if we could drop towards demand around 60.30. Open price 60.30. Didn't we have a demand zone at 60.30? Oh, that was NASDAQ. Or nothing on ES there? A little bit. Remember that 2-hour demand, that 2-hour order block, I should say, we had on NASDAQ? ES also has that around 60.30, and that is our open price. Alright, ES, NQ, we're just waiting on it. I like ES trying to hold near the 60.37. Take a look where NASDAQ's trading too. But right now we're sort of pulling back, so I'd wait, guys. I would let markets sort of open and develop a little bit to see how we want to continue. So remember, we're not at any demand zones just yet. Crude oil going up. Platinum with a pullback. This is also why I was saying to be careful anything gold-wise too, is because we were in that tough range, man. That what's it called? That volume profile, really real tough, right? Had some momentum behind us, but every time we try to move higher, sellers bat us lower. So it's a tough point right now. A lot of indecision on gold and the markets in a total. Alright, there we go. There's that break low. We're wanted 60-30 on ES. 93 lots sitting down there. 94 now. And it's just building. 96 now. So we'll see. 60-30. And now NASDAQ also moving into its area of support. Momentum is to the downside right now. I would not look for longs while we're selling off like this. I think platinum goes to take profit. That's pretty cool, man. I like that. Always cool to watch different markets, right? If ES and NQ are choppy, gold's range bound. If we have issues in different markets, having other markets to watch is such a superiorness for us. Gives us such an upper hand.
I'm trying this short on gold again. So far, so good.
Alright, let's see. There's NASDAQ and NASDAQ in that demand zone. 21,926, 21,927, that's what I was looking for. ES trying to hold for a moment, but look at that 5 minute that we just had. It was a very strong candle to the downside, so I wouldn't look to take long positions just because we're getting a little pullback here. I'd look to see this 5 minute wants to continue and see if possibly this next 5 wants to give us another sell-off and then wick back higher. If that's the case, then we might be looking for a good trade to the upside off of demand. If it's not the case, then we might just continue to push lower for a little bit. Nice, Gene, killing it. Paper money on your paper trades. Yes, sir. Anticipating no rate change. How might the NQ and ES react? You know, it's funny, man. Unfortunately, there's no say in, oh, if we have no rate change, we're not going to react at all. Oh, we have no rate change, it's going to be bullish. It's bearish. Markets are going to give us some type of reaction. When I say markets, I'm talking ES and NQ. Markets in a general, Meta, Microsoft, Apple, things of that nature. They're going to react irrationally no matter what. So we'll be patient on it. We'll wait for 2 o'clock and we'll wait to see how we want to react. Right now, there we go. We got some resistance building up on ES above us. Look at that. Platinum did go to take profit. 3-1 on platinum right there. That is awesome, man. That's really cool. That is really cool. Oil continuing higher as we had the bull trend on oil, so we would look for a retrace to 73.91 at this point. Yeah, so we'll be patient, Fairchild. We'll wait to see. But the good thing about it is hopefully it sets the mood and sets the direction going forward for the next 2, 3, maybe even week of trading. Next potential target on platinum, if I was still in it, if I took it at all, would probably be around 1312. It's pretty cool how platinum moves. That's nice. I like that. Oil pulling back. Now let's take a look at oil for a moment. See if oil wants to give us a better setup. Because remember, guys, ESNQ very range bound right now. No clear direction. The place I'd look for crude to hold is around 73.90. So right now we're pulling back. This was an area of resistance at 74. We just dipped below it to 73.96. Let's see if we want to get to that 73.90. A few ticks away. There's 73.90 right there, 73.88. Got some selling pressure here. I'd be a little patient, wait to see a reaction before just jumping in any trade. We do have a big buyer sitting at 73.58, 73.58. So I would like to see a reaction at this point back higher, and that would be, I would take it long around 78, stop loss around 71. But right now it's looking more like sellers have a lot of strength, so this would no longer be not that interested in this anymore. I'd maybe wait. We got some support building. It looks okay. It coulda, woulda, shoulda. We could check our volume profile, or footprint I should say. And yeah, I mean, footprint is up to the upside, point of control is higher. I would consider longs here off of that retest, right? We take long there, stop at the low we just made, and just sort of try to play it safe. Personally, me, I don't like this trade because it's not coming off of one of these zones. If we had an area of a big red area right here that we broke and retested, then I would take it. But we don't right here. So I'd be a little patient. Guys, also be careful for any fake Instagrams. Apparently there are fake Instagrams now as well of fake Kevin, fake Bullish Bears. Please do not fall for it. Starting to consolidate here, I'd look for buyers to step in. Wow, that's crazy. Alright, let's see. So crude oil, no trade there. Check ES and NQ, those have been range bound. Again, same situation as yesterday where we're not getting consistent trends on ES or NQ. Where sellers look like they want to step in, and then a buyer steps in. Buyer looks like we're trying to step in, then a seller steps in. There's that big position on oil right there. That big order that got filled at 7. That would be my long entry off of a big fill like that, stop loss at the low we just made. Again, I'm not taking it. It's too much indecision, too much uncertainty right now. I do sort of like it. 15-minute closes in 5 minutes. It's just a tough point, guys. It really is. We have buyers accumulating here. We hit this order. It looks okay. It looks okay. Okay. Getting a little volatile here. Got to remember to be a little careful when it comes to trading oil today. Check our market AI, see if anybody said anything. Trump tracker, nothing. Check our equities. Go to home. Where is oil? Here we go. Crude oil prices have risen due to escalating tensions between Iran and Israel, sparking supply distribution fears despite a recent price drop. So again, oil mainly bullish, neutral on the weekly, but mainly driven by that economic news. There you go. Platinum going crazy. That's nuts. That's really cool. Gold didn't give us that pullback entry to 48.08. Platinum was surely the better one to trade because of that momentum behind it. That's pretty cool. We'll start doing that more, guys. We'll trade platinum along with gold. Now, what's cool with them is they should be trending together, but sometimes one might trend better than the other, right? Like we saw on gold and platinum this morning. Platinum had a beautiful bull trend this morning, while gold has been extremely range bound. Platinum's been in a much better trend over the past few days too. Gold's been very range bound. So they're both metals, but they don't have to trade exactly the same. If one's got more momentum, you trade the one with the momentum. There we go, nice hold on oil there. Building some support under us. This is where I'd like to see if oil can hold this turnaround. Would also look for this 15 minute to either close green or close at least red somewhere where we are currently trading. ES and NQ are very range bound. We're up to VWAP on ES and NQ right now. Alright guys, let's see where markets are headed. Are you guys in any trades? Have you guys taken any trades? Are you bullish or bearish? What's the sign for platinum and gold so I can start trading? Gold is GC. So if you're looking for micro gold, it would be MGC, but it's going to be GC. And platinum is PL. Alright, let's see guys, let's see. Gold pulling back, NASDAQ, yes, nice pump right there. Again, this is a bit of what I was saying, how we're at a tough point. NASDAQ came into this demand zone, it wicks right off of it. ES didn't hit that demand yet, but it did hit near pre-market lows, and it double bottomed there. Very tough point. Yo, you got it. Alright guys, let's see where markets go from here. Guys, let me know where you think markets are headed. Do you think we hold bullish? Do you think we stay range bound? My opinion, this is a no trade zone on ES. NASDAQ came off of a demand zone, but with everything being so tricky, I would really be patient. I'd wait for that economic news later. Let's see, guys. Let's see. Got some support building here on NASDAQ on Bookmap at least. Weighted index pretty range bound. If we look at our equities, where our equities currently trading at, well, we've got Meta trying to push higher. Tesla was pushing higher today too. Microsoft pushing higher. Apple trying to move lower, same as Amazon. But other than that, most of the other equities are trying to hold. They are currently pulling back now, so I'd be careful. And again, I'm not a fan of these current market conditions until we get some type of clarity with something. Whether it's FOMC, whether it's even just like, even if we get some type of certainty with the war, with the whole Israel and Iran situation, give me something that the market can react properly to and consistently to. Alright, guys, let's see. We had a nice rejection of demand on 21,927 on NASDAQ. That was really clean. Let's see. Here we go, getting some buying pressure, but we see NASDAQ struggling while ES is trying to push up. So again, a little bit of a misconception of ES and NQ struggling. Markets go up automatically, all that stuff doesn't matter. That'd be nice. That would be nice. Alright, let's see, getting a little momentum there. Gold pulling back. Could look to see how gold's trading off of this pullback. It's coming near that, look at this. So this is what I meant before that I was looking for on gold. On the crude, actually, 34.08. So I was looking for that. Oh, look at that, guys. Crude ended up giving us that close. Had a nice rejection back higher. That's good. Oh, look at this. Gold also. Alright, this is oil. Oil gave us that good entry. This is gold. Gold is pulling back towards this area that was resistance. We broke it. Now might be support. Especially with other metals like platinum continuing higher as well. Same with silver. Alright. Oil going up. Gold pulling back towards this possible entry. Let's see. Yes, and NQ continuing higher. I like that, man. I like that. We were able to look. That was a bottom tick on NAS down here on that demand zone, 21,927. I did not take that long. I'm not in any trades. Another day where I might go where I don't take any trades, not because I don't want to, but because markets aren't giving me my setups, right? I usually look for specific setups. When the market presents them, great, I'll take it. If not, that's alright too. Oil's looking good. Oil's probably the highest on my list right now for a most probable setup because of the whole Middle East situation right now. Let's see, any news come out, headlines, anything. 950, Thailand party leaves, coalition party. It's okay. Iran near bomb grade uranium's location uncertain. And watch list. Nothing major at the moment. We could look to see where's our Trump tracker. Trump tracker. Did Mr. Trump say anything? Nothing. President's office schedule. In-town pool call time 9 a.m. Oh. Nope. Thailand party is second largest party in government. Okay. Oh, is gold finding? Gold's finding that support down there, guys.
All right, I'm out of my gold short. That worked out well.
Oh, nice. Re-entered.
Yeah, I did when it got up to 34.14.
Nice.
That was a technical level.
Yeah, that's
Took
good.
out, took out liquidity of the 1 a.m. candle.
Very good. Good work. It just came to that 34.09. It held so nice.
I don't know how many of you are in the chat this morning that were in last night's training session, but I suggest maybe rewatching the video because we did go through it pretty quick, and then give me some feedback on I want to know more about blah blah blah. I want to know more about this, and we can always do some evening sessions, to fine tune a little bit of what you guys specifically are interested in.
Nice. Cool stuff, dude. I'm looking. This is Palantir right here, guys. I'm just taking a quick screenshot of this. I put this in the. Did I put in the swing watch list? I don't think I did. I should have. Trade alerts? I don't know. No, I did MSTR in there. Palantir, I did it in watch lists. On 610. Check it. Exactly what we got. Exactly what we got.
Hey, Gene, I see your comment there. It's not so much trading. Some people do specialize in trading just one or two tickers. Other things, though, like, let me go throw up a screenshot and I'll show you how I look at things. Hang on one sec.
Alright, so Palantir has had a historic rally over the past year now. We recently broke our old resistance around 134 to 136. Retested it. I want to see this area hold and make our way towards 150. 150 is my price target on Palantir. Okay, let's see. Yeah, gold. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, gold. Yeah, Gene, what Marzetti said, I was just looking at your comment now about tomorrow you trade gold. Trade whatever. Oh, look at that gold tick. Give us that potential entry right there. We'll see how we want to react to it.
Yeah, so I checked my board, if you will. I see what I like based on my strategy.
Yep.
And then I go over there, and then I go over to Tradeovate, mark up the chart, and I wait for the setup to come to me.
Yep.
And, that, but, some people, and I mean, there was a time when Kevin, I know, Kevin, you can chime in on this, of course. There was a time that you hardly looked at anything else but NQ.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then you diversified into gold and other stuff. Because I mean, that was maybe about a year ago that
Yep.
that was the only ticker on your board.
Yep. Yeah. Well, it started out as ES and NQ, and it was mainly this screen right here. Except I think at some point I didn't even have the weighted index, and I just had ES, NQ, and the VIX, and I had my equities on the top. But yeah, the main two I was trading was ES and NQ, and I was doing really well for a few months there on just Nasdaq alone, where I was trading the momentum, I was trading supply and demand. But what I noticed throughout years of trading is that market conditions are always changing and cycling through. So I found that with my experience that I already have, it gets a little easier for me to be able to look at different markets in the pre-market to see what might be lining up, like Marzetti said, what's lining up near my best area of interest, what's lining up in a trend, what's lining up giving me my setup. Sometimes, like, right, for months I was trading Nasdaqs very successfully, and then markets changed. Conditions started to roll over. Maybe I was trading Nasdaq very well when we were in a bear market. Things started to go sideways, so things started to turn around, back in a bull market. Okay, well, now I have to adjust my strategy or adapt to current market conditions, and or I could look at other markets and see what other markets are also changing their market conditions. If I was doing really well in a bear market on ES and NQ and they start flipping bullish, then are there any other markets that are bearish that I might be able to do a little better on if you're better in a particular direction? Some people have a bias preference, which I don't recommend. You obviously don't want a bias preference, but it's good to acknowledge where we have our strong suits. Yo, you guys gotta help me. You guys gotta help me with some topic ideas for Futures Fever today. Absolutely, oh, you got it. But help me with some topics for Futures Fever today because I don't know. I'll probably do trade reviews. We'll go over Bookmap. We'll go over some this crude oil. How crude oil has had much better setups today than others. Even gold did pull back towards that area of support, and then we held it too. Platinum was another nice one. So we got a few trade reviews we could go through. Yes,
Well,
and then
Benzinga's obviously going to want you to hawk their product, so maybe you might talk about the Benzinga charting a little bit and how you might use it or something like that.
that would be a good idea, but it's the Futures Fevers sponsored by Apex. So if anything, I'd maybe go over Apex Trader Funding, some of their rules, different tricks for
Okay.
account size, and yeah, I was speaking to them though about potentially getting me another show for Thursdays, which wouldn't be sponsored by Apex. That'd be more of a Kevin hosted show sponsored by Benzinga. So that would be pretty interesting. And then I could also look to reach out to other traders in our industry and field and have them on as guests too. So that was sort of what I was trying to go for. These are all futures. Yes, so Simyo, these are futures, but if you're trading, are you still on? Are they in voice chat? They're not in voice chat, so before I start to talk to myself. Yes, but if you trade options, BS equals SPY or SPX, NQ equals QQQ, CL equals USO, United States Oil, and GC. GC would, Marzetti, what, just be GLD for the Barracks Gold?
What GLD? What's the other one? UAG? Wait, give me a sec. I mean, if
Yeah.
you're looking at ETFs, there's a gazillion IAU for gold.
Yeah, GLD's fine. I'm looking at how they're trading right now, and they trade price action wise very, very similar. That's cool. That's real cool. Can you swing trade futures, or is it primarily? It's primarily day trading, just so you guys know. But you can swing trade futures. Of Fairchild, I'm so sorry. I think I missed your message. What'd you say? But also, what was I saying? Right. So you could swing trade them. It just requires a lot more margin. Ah, Marzetti beat me to it. Oh, look at this, guys. Gold, quick drop into this area of support. Let's see if we want to hold or fold. Looking like it's trying to fold this zone right here. Ooh, oil also a nasty turn, guys. That had to have been some type of economic news right there. Let's see. Let's see if it was. Okay. Trump, Iran has reached out. I said it's very late. Nothing is too late. Big difference between now and a week ago. So this is what gave us this crazy move. Somebody decided to start tweeting. Iran has a lot of trouble. Okay. U.S. Supreme Court rules against Texas and oil interests and challenged the Nuclear Regulatory Commission license authority over nuclear waste facility. Iran wants to negotiate. Iran should negotiate. Should have negotiated. I mean, just Trump going at it right now. Wow, oil, man, look at that. Is crazy.
Well, wait a minute. Is it the oil? It is oil report day.
It was 10:03. I mean, this did happen at 10. He's speaking on the lawn during the flagpole lifting. Oh, okay. Trump's speaking right now on the lawn with the... I'll keep my comments to myself.
Good God, look at the volume on that. Look down there at the bottom of your screen at the volume on that candle. Wow. Let me take this moment while Kevin's typing up. Let me talk to you new folks here. We talked briefly about this last night, but it's worth repeating. There are dozens upon dozens upon dozens of trading strategies. And you have to find the one that makes sense to you. But also certain things will depend on your the way your mind works. I talked a little bit about this last night, but someone who's a creative, artsy person, for example, there are certain trading strategies that are going to favor to these kind of people, like moving averages and things. Whereas people that are tech engineering types, you'll notice I use a lot of standard deviation type stuff. That's because I'm tech, and that makes sense to me as a tech engineer kind of person. Standard deviation trading makes more sense to me. It works with my head. But, moving averages don't work for me. That's not to say they don't work. It's they don't work for me. So, but on the other hand, if you are a artsy, creative kind of person, then moving averages might make perfect sense to you and deviations don't. So when you think about your trading strategies, you think about your personality and just look at a bunch of them and just say, yes, no, no, yes, no, yes, no, and then kind of fine tune it. They all work, but the question is, which one resonates for you? Which one makes the most sense to you?
Yo, good stuff, Marzetti. Thank you. Appreciate you. Uncle Ricardo, what's going on, fellas? How you doing today?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, bro. How you doing?
Grinding, man, grinding.
Nice. Grinding up until Trump posts or says something, and then the market just crashes. ES and NQ also had a reaction to it, but not as steady of a reaction. That was crazy on gold and oil, man. Oh, here we go. Some other stuff coming in. We'll see what happens. Nothing finished. China Foreign Ministry. China deeply worried about situation possibly going out of control. Ooh, China's worried.
60% of Iran's oil output goes to China.
Ah, interesting.
So if we strike, or if somebody
Ooh.
strikes Iranian oil fields, China's going to hurt over that.
Yeah.
So that's the reason that we're actually staying away from those oil fields, because that'll be taking a stick to the beehive of China.
That'd be huge.
So that's why we're staying away from those oil fields, kind of thing. And because that would just start a chain reaction of bad stuff.
Yeah, that's wild. That is something. I'll mention that during Futures Fever today. How China gets...
talking about different paper accounts, it all depends on the broker. Like Thinkorswim's got a paper account, Trade-O-Vate's got a paper account, but like Tasty Trade does not have a paper trading account. So it depends on the broker. But if a broker offers a paper account, they're only going to offer one kind of thing there. So there's only one paper account on Thinkorswim or on Trade-O-Vate. So you practice paper to get the mechanics of your trade down. But you see, you have to remember, when you trade on paper, you don't get your emotions involved because it's paper. And if you lose $10,000 on paper, you're like, oh, well, big deal. Try again tomorrow, reset the account. So, but we do practice on paper to get the mechanics of the trade down. And then you come into the market on a small contract, small amounts, because when you actually go live, now your emotions kick in. So there's emotions to trading, and there's the mechanics of trading. Ideally, it'd be wonderful if we could say to get rid of our emotions, but that's just not realistic. We're not Vulcans. So that's why we always come in, we practice on paper to get the mechanics down. I'm winning on paper every day. Then I come in and I take a micro contract, quantity 1, and play that mechanic out. And then you start dealing with those butterflies in your stomach. And then as you get good at it and temper yourself, then you take 2 contracts, get used to that. 5 contracts, get used to that, and so on.
Yep. Yo, check it. Trump says Apple's going to buy a lot of Trump gold cards. Guys, Trump gold cards, that's sort of what he's trying to push as a sort of green card, but millionaires would pay $5 million for this green card. That's what he's trying to sell. So he's saying Apple's going to buy a lot of Trump gold cards. The headline suggests a significant corporate endorsement of Trump's gold card program, and indicating a potential influx of billions in foreign investment. This could strengthen the U.S. economy, supporting the dollar and risk appetite, and boosting sentiment for U.S. equities. The direct effect is more pronounced for the U.S. stocks due to increased liquidity and corporate investment narratives. The headline may also attract foreign currency inflow, supporting the U.S. dollar. This is really cool, guys. I love this. Is such a cool platform. It gives you what's going on, and then you click the little brain, and it gives you a summary. Stablecoins market cap surges to record high as U.S. Senate passes bill. What bill? Regulatory for crypto? That's exactly what I wanted. Not. Oil looks good off this demand zone down here, I'm not gonna lie, especially after we had a strong move like that to the downside with some type of news catalyst. A lot of people chasing these shorts down here just for it to find support.
I'd be done with too, folks, when you see a big ass candle like that, if it doesn't continue, it's going to chop for a while.
Yep.
So it's either going to continue running like a scalded dog, or it's going to chop for the next 30 minutes. That's the reason that we don't chase candles, because they often they will dead stop into a chop zone for a while and just wreak havoc on everybody's accounts.
Yep. We're either going up or we're going down. But we'll see. We'll see. 15-minute closes in 2.5 minutes, and it's going to close very bearish. Let's see.
ES is a little extended to the north, sloping south. The standard deviation line is south sloping, so there could be a short coming up on the ES.
Nice. We have a pretty strong buyer sitting here on oil, 72.45. Yeah, ES and NQ, nice pump right there. 15-minute gave us our basing candle for ES and NQ, so that would be giving us a basing before we continue higher, which is a bullish sentiment. This bid trying to support oil here. I'd be careful on any oil trades right now, because we just had a crazy volatility to the downside. We're going to make a... Oh, here we go. Trump said we're going to make a trade deal with India. Trump said, I stopped war between Pakistan and India. Wow, Trump's really going at it this morning, huh? This may lead to increased investor confidence, benefiting stocks and potentially weakening safe haven assets, right? Because remember, when stocks have strength, things like gold, they take their money out of. So that'd be bearish. This would be a bearish on gold. Yeah, this is important. Not for the economy, at least. There we go. Gold, nice dip. I'm sorry, oil, nice dip there. This big buyer got filled. Somebody absorbed all these sellers here. If we hold at this point, we're going to trap a lot, right? But right now, it's a tough point. We're retesting demand. I would take oil if it got back above 58. And stop loss maybe 32. And see if we could hold this demand zone one more time. Take it here, really, so you get a better entry. Good stop loss. But it's tough, guys. It's tough. I'm not taking it. I wanted to see strong, aggressive buying come in at some point. We're not seeing that. Now, the difference between aggressive buying and passive buying on Bookmap would be... So, when we have a red level, this is a passive buyer. If we push into a red level with a big seller, that's an aggressive seller filling all those buy orders. If we get a big buyer at that price level, or we hit that price level, and then a big buyer comes in when we start to reject it, that's an aggressive buyer. A bubble, so the bubbles are aggressive buyers and sellers. The levels are passive buyers and sellers. Yeah, no oil. No thank you.
All right, ES has got a strong level at 60.65.
Nice.
I think if it hits that 60.65, I expect to see a reaction and possibly might look for a short. Just have to see what the reaction is when it gets up to 60.65.
Cool. Yeah, I like I got 60.67 as a supply zone on ES there. When Trump was asked about Iran's leader, he said good luck. Trump still intends to go to NATO. I mean, a lot going on news-wise right now. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hope you guys are all doing well today. We've got some interesting markets. Definitely a nice little trend today. I guess if we were more on ES and I wasn't going all over everything, this would have been a fair value gap entry. We'll see ES, and we'll see... Is that around 49? Oh, yeah, look at that, guys. Oh, man. Missed golden entry there on ES. Do apologize on that. But we had our passive seller. We broke it. And we created a fair value gap as we were breaking it. So that old resistance becomes support. Perfect. That would have been an amazing long entry on oil right there. Is exactly what I like to look for. And it was after NASDAQ came off of a demand zone, so...
It's only 10:15. My God, I feel like it's 11
Right?
o'clock. News.
Dude, I can't tell if it feels like it should be 9 right now or if it feels like it should be 12 right now. Excuse me. Yes, trying to make its way towards that 67. Let's see, gold pulling back. Gold was bearish. Gold had a bearish response to the economic news that we've been reading since like 10. I think before that, wasn't it? Yeah, like 9:55. Let's see when the news started. Trump started talking about Iran around 10, it looks like. Started talking crap about Powell around a 9:55. He's done a poor job, probably won't cut today. Yada yada yada. We should be 2 points lower. All this fun stuff.
All right, I'm going to try a short on ES. Tight stop.
Nice, we just hit supply on ES. Good stuff. I'd be careful. We're going short into buying momentum there. But next target 60.75 on ES. But this 5-minute closes in a minute. Would like to see it reject lower. I don't see much resistance at the moment, but it always depends, right? VIX is at a key level, which VIX at a key level and ES at supply usually give us a good extra confirmation, but we'll have to see. Dude, that's crazy. Oil just sold off like nuts. I wonder if there's 72 even on oil. That was our entry long yesterday. Let's see. Yeah, look, I was going to say, I wonder if Benzinga also covered the same articles and news reports that Market AI has, right? So we have Apple, Trump saying Apple's going to buy a lot of gold cards. Trump says next week will be big, maybe less than a week. It's not really much of a news report. He wants rates way down. Wow, look at that, guys. Oil selling off here again. U.S. Secretary Hegseth says he would not disclose into a public forum whether he has provided options to Trump on a strike against Iran. Gotta be short in crude oil and gold.
All right, well, I got stopped out on my short there right when that stupid Trump tweet came out. I mean, I say stupid. I shouldn't say that, but this is the reason I usually don't like to trade the ES so much anymore, is because Trump tweets keep coming out. It was small loss, no big deal. But this is another reason, for example, why I've been looking at things like crude oil, silver. Kevin, you should have seen it this morning. I traded copper, and I bet there weren't 40 orders on the entire book. It was so light this morning. I looked at it, I was like, well, this is a good setup, but there's no orders on the book.
Wow.
I traded, and it played out. It played out fine, but I was like, what kind of futures contract doesn't even have 40 orders on the book? Anyway.
That's crazy. Anybody in the community are from Iran? If yes, call your people and evacuate Tehran. I know they might attack Tehran. Moose, what's the other place? There's another place too that might be under attack. I covered it a few days ago. I think I covered it Friday. Was it already 3 days ago? The Strait of Hormuz, which is in Iran. The Strait of Hormuz. If that gets hit, actually, is that in Israel or Iran? Either way, if it gets hit, oil could pop to $100 a barrel, and that would be insanity. Which would be awesome. I would love, dude, oil at $100 a barrel, ATR on it would probably be about $2-3. That would be awesome, guys. I would love that.
I got a movie you gotta watch. Oh, well, series actually. I think it's on Prime and it's related to oil. It's called Landman.
Yeah? What's it on?
I think it's on Prime. It's crazy, man.
It's called Landman?
Yeah.
Landman on Crimes? What, is it on like a Netflix or anything? Hulu?
Prime. Billy Bob Thornton is the main character.
Gotcha. Thank you. I know, it's funny. I was watching House. That's 8 seasons right there. Best show I've ever seen. I'm watching it again. So good. But, let's see. Trump has not given an indication that the U.S. will give more help. But thank you. I was looking for a new show to watch. Look, a weighted index has been chugging along to the upside as well today. Oil, each time it tries to make new lows, it successfully makes new lows and then has a very strong pullback. Gold in an area of support. Really just be patient here. It's pretty cool how platinum played off today. Guys, I'll probably wrap the stream up in about 10 minutes or so I could prep for Futures Fever. And again, guys, please let me know any topic recommendations or suggestions. It is a full hour, so I could maybe cover some of Apex Basics for the first 30 minutes, then do some analysis afterwards, whatever you guys are interested in.
You take any trades today?
Nah. Yesterday and today I'm flat. How about range trading? Oh, nice. Did I miss that? Thank you, Ozzy. I didn't see that. Yeah, range trading. That's a good topic. Range trading. You know what it is? Today, this morning, I was very invested in going over this new platform. And the reason I chose today to sort of take this morning to go over it is because, well, I was sort of actually anticipating range-bound price action because we have FOMC at 2 o'clock. But with that being said, I would assume a lot of traders are anticipating that. Therefore, the market gave us a nice trend higher. We came off of demand. We bottom ticked demand on NASDAQ down here around 21,927. Continued higher from there. And I do think we have some more room to the upside. Hindsight trading, of course. We could have taken this off of that 60-50 retest. That would have been a phenomenal entry. We had bookmaps confirm it too and everything. But we can't trade off of hindsight. We could only trade off of real sight. But next time when I'm focused on our charts like we usually are, I'll be able to keep an eye. Maybe what I'll do is I'll keep the market watch on another screen, so it's out of the way for you guys, but I could at least keep an eye on it, so if something major comes up, I could tell you. Let's see, Defense Secretary Hegseth says if and when decisions of war and peace are made by President Trump, the Department of Defense stands ready to execute. All right. There's a meme, it was like Trump announcing we might go to the war, and then it was like my stock market portfolio, and it was just like all war stocks, like Lockheed Martin, even Boeing, things like that. I'm like, that's funny, man. Gotta profit in market conditions and understand which companies do well in what conditions and economic and global impacts. Let's see. ES climbing away, still got some room to the upside, like I mentioned. Probably going to go see 60.75. Not a lot of large lot trackers showing up on here, so it's just a lot of orders. Oil off of that key level, 72 even. Oh, 71 was our long entry yesterday. 72 was target. Now 72 is going to be support. That's pretty cool. See, range trading. We could say, yeah, range trading is a great idea because look, we could look at gold and see how we used our volume profile to see that we're very range bound today, and that we'd look to sell the highs and buy the lows. I mentioned that all morning today. I'm disappointed I didn't write it down for a screenshot to reference to, but of course anybody could watch the replay. Let's see. I'm climbing away here, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Alright, let's see. Looking for gold holding. Wow, gold held that support zone with that low volume shelf very well. Again, very range bound on gold. So even though, yes, guess what? We were selling off these past 5-minute candles. Anybody who's focused on these 5 minutes, these past 15 minutes, 1-minute candles, they're going, oh, I gotta sell down here. We're gonna continue. But they haven't zoomed out. They haven't zoomed out and looked at the chart to see that we're at the bottom of a range. Alright, let's see. Weighted index, something I'll point out, guys. The weighted index has been struggling above this previous session high. But I do think NAS wants to continue higher towards that supply zone, about 20 points away still. Look at this rejection candle, 15-minute rejection candle on oil off of this demand zone. Looks like we want to reverse back higher. Remember, guys, if there is war concerns, gold does tend to do well. It's the safe haven. Trump says we're taking care of debt ceiling issue. Trump says hex, nope, that's the Hegseth thing, says stands ready to execute. Alright. Guys, I'm going to wrap the stream up there, get ready for Futures Fever. Definitely feel free to join me, though. That's going to be at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on Benzinga. We'll go over some of Apex Trader funding. Maybe we'll cover some of the news that's been coming out today as well. Go over some range trading. Guys, make sure you join because I will go over range trading. Alright, everybody take care. Have a great rest of your day. If you take some trades, make sure it meets your criteria. Make sure you risk your trades properly. You guys don't do pick of the day at community. What do you mean, Gene? Like pick of the day, like stock pick of the day? I could start to do. I don't. You know what it is, again, it's because we trade futures that we don't really have like a stock pick of the day. It'd be more of, hey, I'm watching ES and NQ because equities have been strong, right? And those would be the two we're watching. Where gold has been stronger.
The watch list in the mornings?
Yeah, there's the watch list in the mornings. Signet also posts the screener in the mornings for trade alerts. Yeah, we got a lot of sort of top picks per se. Okay. Let's see. Trump, Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. That's it. Thanks, Trump. I didn't think of that. Alright, I said I was wrapping up the stream. I'm going to wrap up the stream. Guys, I hope you have a great day. I will see you guys in an hour for Futures Fever. Link will be in the chat. Later, everybody. Peace out.
Later, dude.
Later.
Take care.
See you guys on Benzinga and Futures Fever. I better see you guys there. I'm taking attendance. Alright, later.